When we are helping people buy a new home, especially first-time home buyers, one of the first questions I get asked is how much money do I need in order to buy a home? There are four costs that you need to know and understand when buying your new home. They are your down payment, the cost of a home inspection, the appraisal fee, and final closing fees, also called closing cost. Let's explore and explain each of these costs. First, let's talk about your down payment. This is the amount of money that you are not borrowing to buy the home. For this example and explanation, I'm going to use a home purchase price of $200,000. The amount of your down payment really depends on the type of mortgage loan you are using. It can range from 0% down for VA loans, 3.5% for FHA, or conventional loans for 3, 5, 10, or 20% down. This is something you will need to speak to a lender about, as it depends a lot on your loan eligibility, credit history, and repayment qualifications. A lot of first-time homebuyers use FHA-insured loans as historically their requirements have made them more accessible to first-time homebuyers. FHA requires that the buyer put down at least 3.5% towards their home purchase. That means in this example, your FHA required down payment of 3.5% would be $7,000, and you would be borrowing $193,000. So now we know for this example, we need $7,000 so far. Once you have the home under contract, you will most likely need to have the home inspected. This will help you identify any major issues or problems with the home before you complete the purchase. These range in price, but typically cost between $300 and $500. You will also need to pay for an appraisal. Before the lender will loan you the money for your mortgage, they will most likely require an appraisal of the property to be completed. This is to make sure the property is worth what you are paying for it. They want to be protected in case you do not make your loan payments and they need to take the home and sell it. They want to be able to sell it for what you owe on the loan. A typical home appraisal will cost you between $400 and $500. The final category of fees are the closing cost. The total cost for closing will be different for each property, but we can give some general guidance and rules of thumb. These fees include several costs, such as origination charges, credit report fees, attorney settlement fees, prepaids for your insurance and taxes, government recording fees and transfer taxes, title servicing, and title insurance. The total of these fees typically range between 1% and 5%, with the average being 3% in our experience. Now let's take a look at what the total cost would be in order to complete the purchase of your $200,000 home financed with an FHA insured loan. The first cost is your down payment of 3.5%, which is $7,000. Next, the home inspection, average $500, the appraisal fee, which averages $500, and then your final closing cost, assuming a 3% of your total purchase price, would be $6,000. That means that the total needed to close on your home purchase is about $14,000. When you begin to work with a mortgage lender, they will be able to get you more precise numbers regarding your down payment and closing costs. They can also talk to you about down payment assistance programs, potentially help with closing costs, and help you find the right mortgage product for your needs. This example is pretty typical of what we see when working with first-time home buyers. We can help you find cost-effective home inspectors and closing attorneys. Hopefully, with this information in hand, you are ready to talk to a loan officer to get pre-approved for your mortgage. Armed with that pre-approval, we are ready to help you find a great home at the right price.